This is about as bad as it gets. A vast wasteland covered with all kinds of dangerous junk that someone has been dumping on New Mexico open space for decades. The extent of the problem has only recently been discovered. News 13's Kim Holland, who was stunned by what she saw, is on special assignment.
I already told you all I didn't want you up here.
What is Sonny Small hiding? The 64-year-old owns more than 100 acres of wilderness south of Grants in Cibola County, including this amazing view of Mount Taylor. Well, what do you have on the property?
I ain't guilty of nothing.
Drive up to Small's land, you can't miss it. A mile-long wall of tires. But that's just the beginning. From his neighbor's property lines, we saw piles and piles and piles of tires dumped on Small's land, tucked in the brush. A neighbor's complaint caught the attention of the state. It estimates there are at least 250,000 old tires here. Anything more than 100 is illegal without a permit. And investigators say they pose a huge hazard. If they catch fire, the tires could burn for years. The piles of trash and tires aren't just isolated to a small area. They're scattered throughout the landowner's hundreds of acres. And the state says the illegal dump is spilling over into BLM land, which borders his property.
Our inspector has been amazed at how large this illegal dump is. I was looking around in
State investigators say there is something much more dangerous here.
Yeah, it's frightening.
From the air, you can see how massive this mess really is. Along with all the tires, inspectors found hundreds of old vehicles and boats, thousands of appliances dumped in this arroyo, and garbage from local restaurants, grocery stores, and businesses. Investigators took 7 samples of stuff dumped on his land. When the results came back, 6 tested positive for asbestos. Investigators also found drums of unknown liquids that might be hazardous. They say Small has been dumping on his land for 30 years. Small says it's no big deal. There's an awful lot of tires up there.
There is. That's right.
And you thought that it was okay just to keep it on your own land?
Yeah.
And where are they coming from? When the State Environment Department got wind of what was up here, it took action. Last month, a posse of investigators made a surprise visit to Small's property. The group included officials from Solid and Hazardous Waste, Groundwater Quality Bureau, the Livestock Board, and the State Veterinarian, along with other agencies. They tested for possible groundwater and soil contamination. The results are pending. What about some of the drums that are up there? What's in some of that stuff?
I got gasoline and diesel for my heavy equipment.
And there's no contamination to the groundwater?
Nope.
Small's daughter-in-law told us we've got it all wrong. Do you not see the concern with all the tires here?
I don't, because I know the laws, and I also know what they're being utilized for.
Samantha Small says her father-in-law had plans to bundle all the tires for fences, which can create windbreaks. She says he's been also helping keep Cibola County clean.
Sonny giving him the opportunity to bring them to a place and then utilize them so they're not all over the county.
So where did all the tires come from? Inspectors are tracing serial numbers on them to try to figure that out. The Environment Department says many came from area businesses.
Grants Delta Tire, Dwight speaking.
Like Delta Tires in Grants. The owner was paying a minimal fee to Small to haul away used tires.
When Sonny first contacted me about it, he told me he needed the tires to build fences. And to me, that was A-OK.
And while the state hopes to find out where all this junk came from, it's more concerned about cleaning it up. Small must soon submit a cleanup plan to the Environment Department for approval. In addition, the state could fine him.
In landfill cases, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines that can be levied against people for this kind of egregious violation.
If Small doesn't clean up this illegal dump in a reasonable time, the state may file a complaint in district court or refer the case to the Attorney General for enforcement. The state says Small can easily expect to pay several $100,000 to safely remove 30 years of illegal dumping.
I want to live a normal life, and I don't know what the big deal is.
Kim Holland, KRQE News 13.
Here's the other thing about this. It's not clear why local officials have not done anything about this dump. Over the years, there have been calls to Small's property for fires and even for alleged cockfighting, but no one ever reported anything to the state.